Thanks for joining for another episode. In this episode, is a Range Rover better than a Toyota? Well, we're going to find out. Anyways, a good buddy of mine, Kevin, he owns a Range Rover, and he did a great walk around with a lot of products and stuff that he built for his own vehicle because there's nothing off the shelf for him. I hope you enjoy this one.
The whole purpose of this build was to keep it kind of stockish. I mean, the Land Rover Range Rover is a pretty capable vehicle on its own, and I just wanted to give it a little more traction, a little more protection, keep it stockish. You know, and I've had lots of vehicles. I've had CJs, YJs, all kind of Js and the Jeeps, Grand Wagoneers, Grand Cherokees, and everything from stock tires up to 40-inch. You know, the last Jeep I had was a YJ on 40-inch tires and all Chevy. And, you know, for an off-road machine, that thing rocked. I mean, it didn't break. It went everywhere I needed it to go. But on the highway, not so much. Burning a ton of gas, burning up expensive tires. And when you think of it, you know, overlanding, for me anyway, is at least 90-95% highway driving. And I do try to hit all the gravel roads I can. And if I have to get into that campsite or something, you know, I do have the 4x4 to do it. I made a sacrifice on the off-roading part and lean more to the road travel. Well, power comes from a 4.4 Jaguar V8, putting out about 320 horsepower, very smooth, really nice engine. I just love the sound of it. And you know, and it gets pretty decent gas mileage as long as you don't do too much of that. Oh, it's giving me a little gong saying I'm exceeding my preset limit. That's coupled to a beautiful ZF 6-speed transmission that has a sport mode, which I use for tow haul. And that's coupled to a 2-speed transfer case. What makes these Range Rovers so special and unique is their air suspension. So you got a 4-wheel independent, airbags all 4 corners, and a range of motion about 6 inches, all with the push of a button. So no lift necessary if you're going to run stocky type tires. I also pull a 17-foot fiberglass trailer with this vehicle. You know, the beauty of the airbags is also, you know, no matter how much weight I put on the back of that hitch, it maintains a level. Reliability? Yeah, you know, maybe not so much. You know, springs probably better. Running the Goodyear Dirt Track, kind of my tire of choice. I've had a lot of different tires. You know, they all excel in different areas. The Dirt Track just seems to be a good all-around tire when you consider weight, grip. It's got the snowflake on it. I have installed a full Android 10 system. I tied it into the stock sound system, and the sound system in this thing, it's a Logic 7. Wow, I think I bought a stereo instead of a car. Added some rear window screen protection, a cargo net kind of to hold things down. Removed the one rear seat. I left this one single for a passenger, so give me a little bit of storage. It's rarely I ever have passengers, so that's not a problem. Oh, I did add some grab bars on the A-pillars. It's kind of nice. I always had grab bars in any vehicle I've ever had, so it's nice to have some bars to grab onto. I've also done a mod where I can plug it in easily that goes to onboard battery maintainer charger, and it's got a massive battery in it. Also, I carry a second battery in the boot, and that battery is there just as backup. I built my own roof rack out of aluminum, only for the fact is that there's very little aftermarket parts available for these vehicles, and if you do find a roof rack, it's kind of cheesy. I wanted something that had some strength to it, and I also have an awning that I put on for the summer. I added full-length aluminum skid plates, pretty well right from the front to the back, And they were there just to protect some of the vulnerable parts like my transmission, oil pan, etc. I modded up some, we'll call them bumperettes. They're just 1x2 steel, totally bolt-on. Just gives the stock bumpers a little bit of protection from, trees and brush like that. And I have a tendency to kind of bump into things too, so it's nice to have some steel out there. I fabbed up some light guards. The lights for these are very expensive, and I don't really want to break them. And then again, I just want to try to keep the trees and brush off them. They were tricky to build. It was piece by piece and kind of had a spot weld it right in place. I think the biggest mod I did is the hidden winch. That took a little bit of work. You can't be afraid to cut into your vehicle. I had to cut the front bumper right out of there and fabricate a curved winch mount. It turned out pretty slick. You can't even tell there is a winch on this vehicle, and it's there when I need it. In the future, I have some rock sliders that I'm working on. Hope to have those done here soon. And then again, they're not going to be overly built. So these vehicles, they're not really that big, but boy, I tell you, they're heavyweights. 2850 kilograms. Man, I mean, it weighs more than pickup trucks. And I'm trying to figure out where all this weight comes from. And I'm pretty sure it's all in this leather wiring and carpet. It's got a monocoque frame and a subframe. So, I mean, in a sense, it has two frames. They're quite robust. You'd expect some luxury, and this vehicle delivers. I mean, the seats, I'm pretty sure they sourced this leather from rare exotic animals, and, it's just beautiful. And in 2006, it listed for $145,000. I bought this with 130,000 K on it. Never seen winter, always garage parked, pretty well mint condition for $6,000. If you're looking for a vehicle like this, keep your eyes open because they're out there. And a lot of them are totally well maintained, still excellent vehicles. Now, be prepared to be able to fix it yourself. There's a big support on the internet. There's a lot of Land Rover enthusiasts, and any problems with these vehicles, they've solved them. If you want to go on a safari and a big overland trip, take a Land Rover. I mean, there's just nothing better. There's nothing cooler. The ride, the works, they are the best. But if you want to come back, take a Toyota.